have a stenographer today, Lynn Alonzo. She will be recording the hearing verbatim to ensure that we have an accurate record. We ask each person to speak one at a time and avoid speaking over one another. Also, speak clearly and loudly if you could. When needed, I myself or any of the panel members may interject to ensure that we get a proper transcript of the record today. As a reminder, OTA is not a court. We are an independent appeals body, which is staffed by subject matter experts and is an independent of any of the tax agencies. While the Office of Tax Appeals is not a court, we must nevertheless follow certain guidelines to ensure we establish a proper record on which the decision is based and conduct an orderly hearing. Each party will have the opportunity to be heard, so please wait for your turn to present your side. Also, I or my panel members may interrupt the hearing if we get out of order or it becomes counterproductive. Just keeping us on track, creating a clean and efficient record is part of my role as the lead administrative law judge. So before we get started on the record, are there any questions?
No, Your Honor.
No question. Thank you.
So much. Everybody's ready. Oh, yeah. Is my mic on? Everybody can hear me okay? I tend to project anyway, so. Wonderful. So if we can go on the record then. This is the appeal of T. Kim, DBA D&K Milk Palace. OTA case number is 240415796. The date is August 12, 2025. The time is 1:26 p.m. We are located here in Cerritos, California. As I mentioned, my name is Judge Turner. I am the lead for purposes of conducting the hearing. My co-panelists, Judge Long to my right, Judge Geary to my left, are equal participants in. Is it not on? Okay, I apologize. Thank you, sir. Where am I at? We're equal participants in determining the outcome of the appeal. As we get started, if we could have the parties introduce themselves, I'll begin with the appellant. If you could introduce yourself for the record. Sir, Mr. Cho, could you introduce yourself for the record?
Yes. My name is Min Cho, and then representative for taxpayer D&K Milk and DK Kim.
Thank you. And for respondent.
Ravinder Sharma, hearing representative for CDTFA. Thank you.
Jason Parker, Chief of Headquarters Operations Bureau with CDTFA.
Christopher Brooks, attorney for CDTFA.
Thank you. Our issues today are twofold: whether further adjustments to the unreported taxable sales are warranted. I will say, as we've talked about at the pre-hearing conference, that really boils down to two sub-issues, one of which is whether sales were conducted on a tax-included basis. The other was the application of the markup method for the audit. And then the second issue is the application of the negligence penalty. Does everyone agree that those are the issues before us today?
Yes, sir.
Set it them okay for you?
That is correct. Thank you.
Excellent, yeah. Okay. Before we proceed with the rest of the hearing, we need to talk a little bit about exhibits. It's a little, I'll admit there's a little bit of confusion in terms of the exhibits, but I'm going to go through it today and you let me know if you have any questions or objections. So at the pre-hearing conference, we discussed appellants exhibits 1 through 7 that were submitted with their reply brief. And I believe there were no objections by CDTF at the time to those exhibits being introduced. So I'm going to include those. I'm going to include those in the record, unless there's any objection from the department.
Department has no objection. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We also discussed and those will be numbered. I apologize. Those will be numbered reply briefs, exhibits 1 through 7. That'll make sense in just a second. We also discussed CDTFA's exhibits A through E, and there was no objection by the taxpayer at the time. For those exhibits, do you have any objection to us including those in the record?
No objection. No.
And those will be admitted into the record. Now, in addition, we have the taxpayer requested, we talked about this at the pre-hearing conference, to include some expository exhibits for the hearing today. He submitted those last week. Presume the department was provided a copy of those. Were there any objection to those documents that he's going to be presenting today?
Department has had no objection to that.
Okay, just a clarification, exhibits, we're going to call these exhibits 1 through 10. The first exhibits 1 through 8 are just expository of evidence in the record. However, there's 2 photographs that were attached. I want to make sure the department has no objection to us including those in the record as well.
Department has had no objection. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then finally, in the appellant's opening brief, there were exhibits attached to that brief as well. I presume the department has seen those, but I want to make sure the department has no objection to inclusion. Those were largely CDTFA. If you look at the exhibits, CDTFA's documents, but there are also photographs like are being presented today in that record. I want to make sure CDTFA has any objection to including those in the record.
Department has no objection to those either. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So, if we can please, when we're referring to exhibits, be certain to identify that they're either CDTFA's exhibits A through E, or if they're appellant's exhibits 1 through 10 of the ones that will be presented today, or specifically refer to the reply brief or the opening brief exhibits. And hopefully, I don't suspect we'll get into some of those other exhibits, but I want to make sure for the record that everyone's clear about what is put into the record. Any questions?
No question.
No question. Thank you.
Excellent. I appreciate sticking with me through that. Appellant, are you intending to bring a witness? We talked about you having a witness today at the pre-hearing conference. Are you still intending to bring forth a witness today?
Yes.
Okay. When it's time, then you will introduce your witness and we'll have to put them under oath, and then we'll proceed with their testimony. And I'll get to that in just a second, okay?
Your Honor, I have a procedural matter. So I didn't know that the witness is very pregnant.
Oh,
And then it's due, the baby's due next probably couple of weeks.
okay.
So is it possible to examine witness first and then go through the other one?
I have no objection to the department.
Department has no objection either. Thank you.
Okay, I have no objection to that whatsoever. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me just get through my introductory comments and we'll get to doing the presentation. So, as we talked about the pre-hearing conference, you'll have 60 minutes for your presentation, 10 minutes for your witness. We can do those in whatever order you wish. The department requested 30 minutes for your reply, and then you'll get 10 minutes to close. The panel may ask questions at the end of each presentation. They may wait till the end. It just depends on the hearing whether they have questions now or at the end. All right, so any questions before we get going?
No question.
All right, so Mr. Cho, you have 10 minutes for your witness and 60 minutes for your presentation. So if you would introduce your witness, have them come, and I'll have them take the oath.
Okay. Ms. Kelly, would you stand?
No, please, have a seat. Make sure your mic is on, unlike me that forgot to turn their mic on. Should be a little green button down there on the mic.
There you
Please state your name for the record.
go. Kaylee Michelle Salazar.
And can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Excellent. You can proceed with your testimony. Mr. Cho, you can either ask her questions or she can present her testimony directly, entirely up to you.
Alex, the 15 question to you, then it's going to be very simple ones.
Okay.
Clearly, state very clearly and simply.
Yeah.
And so that the judge can hear you, understand it.
And I'm a customer there,
Okay.
so I was local.
So number 2, how long have you been a regular customer of the store?
For 10 years.
Okay, long time. And what kind of product do you buy?
I buy cigarettes, beer, or food.
And during your visit to the store, did you observe any signage indicating the exact tax included in the price of the items being sold?
Yeah.
And then please describe in detail exact wording.
They're posted on the shelves, the product shelves, and their windows. So it's pretty clear.
What's the wording? Do you remember?
Usually on the where the cigarettes are, they have the prices and it says sale tax included. And then for their beer, same thing. For their other products, the same thing.
Where were they located and were attached?
On their windows and their product shelves.
Okay. Were the signage clearly visible to you?
Yeah.
Did you understand what it meant by the outdoor door or sales tax included?
Yes.
What is it? They explain what you understand. Sales tax included or the outdoor door.
Oh, that the product that I buy is already the tax is already included with it, so it's already a set price.
Okay. During the which years did you observe such signage in the store?
It's been there for years since I remember.
Okay. Does it mean that you saw in the year of 2021?
Yes.
How about 2022?
Yeah.
Would you show the Exhibit 9? Okay, so that all the judge can see. Okay, that's the number 9. That's beer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that type of signage in this photo?
Yeah.
Looks like beer. And then number 10.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
And then other one, exhibit number 10. There are various signage inside of those. And then did you see this type of photo as well?
Yes.
To your knowledge, are these signage pictures consistent with the ones you have seen in the store?
Yes.
Okay, finally, do you know any other customer that you think saw this type of signage in the store?
Yeah, it's very visible.
Like what? Who?
Usually it's locally, so a lot of my neighbors go there, and they tell me the same thing, like, "Oh, it's the same signs." So, yeah,
Okay,
it's very visible.
Okay, no further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Panel members, any questions for the witness?
No questions, thank you.
Mr. Geary?
Yes. What was your last name again?
Salazar?
Ms. Salazar, you said it's on the beer, it's on the cigarettes, and it's on other products.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen photos, I think, of beer and cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the milk?
On the milk?
Yes.
Well, usually there's like a little post on the sign where the refrigerator's at, so it says tax included, so plus tax. So I would assume that's already taxed.
So there were signs on the refrigerators where the milk was held?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of other products were you referring to besides beer and
Because
cigarettes?
I buy food from there, so it's, for me, it's the same thing that I always buy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Those are my only questions.
Department, do you have any questions for the witness?
Department has no question. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
I ask Your Honor, he's going to be dismissed because of this. We feel uncomfortable for the babies inside.
She absolutely can be dismissed.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Mr. Cho, you have 60 minutes to present your case in chief.
Sure. I start with issue number 1. Let me just rephrase. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm a tax attorney, also a CPA. I never seen strange case like this for my entire career. Strange enough, but also very technically defective. not because of tax underreporting or taxpayers' mistake, but because of the auditor's own error and mistake. It took 4 years, still not fixed it. Auditor made an error, and then reviewer even didn't detect it. So that's why it took 4 years. So I should be careful in presenting. This might be very technical complexity in the presentation, but to someone, it's easy to understand. But others, very difficult for them to understand. So that's why I will go over one by one, and I hope that they will understand this time what's wrong with it, their calculation, their probably this is like a middle school algebra, but still don't understand. But we really need to understand for tax department to go forward. We don't repeat this kind of mistake forever. Okay, issue number one. Mr. Kim, would you please show exhibit number one? This is kind of a little bit smaller font, but hopefully there are three kind of distinctive markups by the auditors. One, individual markup for each merchandise, and then the other one, average markup for the merchandise in kind. Then third one, that's what is the final markup, weighted average markup for the store. So we agree, do that this way as alternative methodology. So due to COVID, the lack of some of the data, that's why we chose to. So 3 markups, then each one is a little bit complicating. First one, then we can show the next one, exhibit number 2. The auditor debit portfolio requested all the data from the customers. So customer presented whole lot of data sheets, something like this one, or this one is the original one. And then I summarize one line by the one line in the poster. So Marlboro, the tobacco Marlboro red at the box. So taxpayer, so sales tax included the sales price, as you see in the witness, and then B is the sales tax not including the purchase price. Because of that one was the same as auditor found it. So now the mathematical axiom of the markup is to compare each side, the equivalent of the element, each side. So you use tax include the sales prices, selling prices. You have to tax include the purchase prices. You don't include the sales price, selling price without tax, then you have to choose purchase price without taxes. But show another one, exhibit 3.
Mr. Cho,
Yes, sir.
do you want the judges to see these? Because if you do, you
sorry
need to
about
aim
that.
it at us.
Okay.
Thank you.
So exhibit, let me see. Maybe I can see. Can I go over there?
We're not gonna be able to hear. We're not gonna be able to hear you. Maybe if you could just put it straight against the wall, because we need you to be able to testify into the microphone.
Maybe start the department nurses. They know already, so they're very familiar with the process. So
But we need you to be able to be on the microphone.
the auditor selected a
Sir.
purchase price
sir, I need you to be on the microphone. So it's okay. Sorry, we'll just take the display, put it flat against the wall. We'll try to strain to see it. That way you can still testify from the microphone so we can be sure to, yeah, I think that, can you still see it, Judge Geary? I think that works. So that way, we need you to testify through the microphone so that you can be heard by the live streams.
Oh, yes. So I can. Okay, let me try. I'll
yeah.
try my best.
Would you like to sit on this microphone here so you can see a little bit better too, so you know what you're pointing at? Good call.
Still, it's not showing. It's not showing much. Okay, maybe I could wear my glasses. Okay, auditor did a trick. Actually, I call it trick. I'm sorry about that. Trick. Auditor selected the purchase price without sales tax included in a numerator, and column.
Yeah, make sure it's turned on too. Is the green light on?
Oh, I see. Yes.
Perfect. All right.
So auditor chose the purchase price without sales tax included as a numerator, column I, and then I is individual tobacco prices, and then it goes to H. That's the box. You have 10 of it, so $1, $10 each of them, and then you got 10 cigarettes, then it's going to be the $100 like that. So then that's not tax included. Then, but he selected a selling price with the tax included, column G. Column G is individual prices, and then go to H as a denominator. So formula is gross profit divided by the purchase price. So when you go calculate gross profit, that's going to be selling price minus then purchase prices. So there is a 10% the distortion over there, at least 10%. Why? It's not equally the comparable. The purchase price, tax not included, and then selling price tax included. So that if that's true, the taxpayer entitled to refund almost 10% of the whole what they had to pay so far. That's a huge amount. Then let me show the correct one. Number 4. This is the correct one. The auditor calculate by this distortion, maybe the trade.
Back on the microphone. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure we get a good record here.
Then we calculate that way using the axiom, the Markov formula. Then Marlboro, in kind, they turn out to be 7.48% rather than 15, 16, 17. So that distort everything afterwards. The average markups and then weighted average markup, the overall markup of the store. So I can stop over here to more explain to another the poster, because that explains more the step-by-step how to arrive the tax liability. But that one we can stop over here. This is an obvious error. It's even they're doubling the tax. I don't know why. I don't know why tax auditor doing this and then not fixing it. Probably they inflate the tax liability. The shop is a low income community. They always pay tax like this Kayla, and then price very competitive. There's a huge another market is by big Shell station over there. Then they have to sell a very cheap price for the 20 years, 10 years, and they are in the COVID period, and they're selling less than expected. So that's a real markup, a truly real markup. The selling tobacco doesn't get 17, 18% because they have a rebate. Rebate is almost like a 7, 8, sometimes 10%. they live with the rebate, not selling this one. All the company, the Marlboro, any other major brand, they have a rebate. So they're selling gas and then other things, foods, but major is the gas station. So the auditor think that or speculate that, oh, you guys have a high markup, which is not true at all. That's the major focal point of this mistake and error. Maybe do the trick intentionally. That's not fair. Why pick up two different numbers by unfairly? One is tax included, the other one is tax not included. And then, to maybe shorten the hearing, I want to go to the taxable segregation, the mistake. Okay, that's more technical in this one. Let's do numbers, exhibit number 6. This goes more technicality of the axiom. This is about taxable, how to calculate taxable ratio. Why is taxable ratio so important? That's directly arrive the overall markup to the store. But taxpayer, when they collect the average mean, the weighted average means that this relativity. So you have a bundle of the purchase items A, B, C, D. For example, A has a higher markup, like foods. Then B has a low markup, like tobacco. Then you have to congregate the bundle, every product. We call it congregate. But when you have to segregate, you have to congregate first. Segregate A, B, C, D, and then he found that all the bunch of the bundles, and then they try to congregate to get the taxable ratio, segregation ratio. Then he chose one advantageous to him. That's not fair. Why? The original bundle was composed of the 4 items: tobacco, and then beers, even alcohol, and then taxable some of the drink, and then taxable items, the other miscellaneous item. That was original his bundle. And then, right before the closing, he informed us, oh, we found another one, those taxable purchases. Okay, what is it? And I asked, actually former the CPA asked, then we found some of the additional purchases from the Harbor Distribution and then Downey Wholesale. Okay, we investigate. Then Harbor Distribution is whole fake. $1 million for additional purchase was a fake. So I said that, this can be done. Why are you doing that? He didn't know that this would maybe duplicate. So we turned out to be almost more $100,000 additional taxation from him. So we found it, the error. And then another one, he said that the Downey Wholesale. So we investigate. Okay, we found some of the unreported the taxable purchases. So we agree. So we were about to pay tax at that time. Then, when you found the Downey the purchases, then it is another bundle. So we need to make sure that this is very, very clean, technical point. You found another bundle of the purchases, you have to add them up. So segregation, to the weighted average, you have to mark it up to congregate all those things. Why? The tobacco, as we said, very low margin, but major purchase of the Downey Wholesale is tobacco. That means that they will not decrease the overall markups under the whole the total markets. So I said that it's fair to add all those, congregate all those purchases. You're not fair. You just select very good to you, but omit something bad to you. So we just add them up. That makes up another change of the average markups. So exhibit number 7, we add them up. In column number 4 is going to be Downey addition to the taxable ratio. That's a whole lot changed all the original taxable ratio. So taxable ratio multiplied by each the markups gives you weighted average ratios, weighted average markup. So that's a natural, logical, and then procedural process of the worksheet. So we come up with almost more than one half of the original markup he intended to charge it. So that makes up the another error rate, a low, less than 69% of the rate, right, compared to 129. So we all know, to make it in the story shortcut, then we respectfully request all this abatement or adjustment to incorporate into our tax assessment. So this is not only for the technical error, it's an axiom error. No, everyone will laugh at it. This axiom error is the basic, the middle school, the formulas. Axiom means that already established, no question. So why didn't they fix it? I really don't understand until now. So you want adjustment due to axiom error, this is obvious. So to those errors, we have to fix it. And then finally, as a witness says, already testified, they watch the sales prices. So I hope that this is not the usual cases. Maybe they fully understood it before, but didn't fix it. I call it, there's a very abusive audit. It's like a window tax in the early 19th centuries. They just speculated, oh, you guys rich, you have to pay tax. Then I heard it, they verify this statement from the auditors. So that's not true. They're not rich, they're very poor. So that's why we have to adjust at least $100,000 and maximum. We calculate, so we have a calculation already, but we want to talk to the department whose calculation is more correct. So we can have our own version of calculating tax liability. We use actually AI everything. So this tax calculator is automatic. You cannot hide some unhidden formula to the monstrous worksheet over there. Export really hardly find that because 40 pages of Excel worksheet is very hard to find it. We are lucky enough we found it. So if not, taxpayer no way not to avoid the tax. 200,000, 300,000. Actually, there was 300,000 reduced to now 150,000. I hope that we can pay the optimal tax around 40,000, 50,000. I think that some of the report we found it. That's a natural at the mistake. Some of to the taxpayer, natural to the taxpayers. So, Your Honor, I really request all those negligence and any other penalty has to be waived as is tantamount to some kind of the fraudulent calculation. So every the negligence penalties and then other penalty, if everything has to be removed. So that's my opening brief, sir. Your Honor, I really appreciate the opportunity on this. If not, the taxpayer would have to pay all those unfound taxes. No further, Your Honor. So it's opening brief.
Thank you. Panelists, do you have any questions?
No.
Judge?
No questions, thank you.
I do have a question for you, Mr. Cho. On your Exhibit 8, it's identified as tax liability, and you identified your error rate as 55% that's developed on, as we've discussed, with your markup methodology. Is that would you concede that that is the basis for a liability in this context, or are you simply illustrating the error with respect to the department's calculation?
Yes, Your Honor. We found some of them, the report purchases, so we're willing to pay some of those.
Got it. So the market method applied correctly on your numbers is satisfactory from taxpayer.
Very close to that error rates.
Understood. Thank you for your testimony. Move on to the department. You have 30 minutes.
Thank you, Judge. Appellant operated a gasoline station with a mini mart since January 2011. This appeal is related to the sales of mini mart only. The department performed an audit examination for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2020. Appellant provided limited books and records such as federal income tax returns for years 2018 to 2020, bank statements for the audit period, monthly sales journals for January 2018 to September 2020, point of sales daily sales reports for third quarter 2020 and fourth quarter 2020, journal ledgers for first quarter 2018 to third quarter 2020, and purchase invoices for first quarter 2018 and second quarter 2018. Appellant did not provide any sales receipts or point of sales data for the audit period. The department performed vendor survey for main vendors. Appellant reported total sales of around $7.2 million with reported taxable sales of $1.3 million for Mini Mart. Exhibit A, page 11. The department's analysis of reported taxable sales for sales and use tax returns and taxable purchases per journal ledgers revealed markup of negative 27% for 2018, 2% for 2019, and negative 15% for first quarter 2020 to third quarter 2020. Similar analysis related to non-taxable food sales revealed markup of 22% for 2018, 71% for 2019, and 138% for first quarter 2020 to third quarter 2020. Exhibit A, page 220. Negative markup for taxable sales means appellant's reported taxable sales were less than the taxable purchases. Bank deposits analysis also revealed significant unexplained differences. Exhibit A, page 90. Based on this analysis, the department determined that appellant's books and records for Mini Mart were unreliable and inadequate for sales and use tax purposes. The department used indirect audit method to verify the accuracy of reported taxable sales for Mini Mart. Due to COVID, appellant was requested to assist with the shelf test. Appellant conducted its own shelf test and provided it to the department. the department reviewed the shelf test and calculated markup of around 29% for beer, 44% for carbonated drinks, 82% for miscellaneous taxable items, and 16% for cigarette and tobacco products, resulting in weighted markup of around 26%. Exhibit A, pages 54 to 58. During the appeals process, appellant objected to the use of weighted markup of 26%. To address appellant's objection, the department used individual markups for each taxable category to determine audit taxable sales for Minimart. The department used appellant's journal ledgers and vendor survey to determine audited taxable purchases of a little more than $2.2 million for the audit period. Exhibit A, page 17 and 18. The department used audited taxable purchases of $2.2 million, allowed a pilferage of 1%, and applied the markup factors to determine audited taxable sales of $2.8 million for the audit period. Appellant reported taxable sales of $1.3 million, resulting in unreported taxable sales of a little more than $1.5 million for the audit period. Exhibit A, pages 1 to 16. Appellant contends that markup calculations are wrong because sales price provided by appellant included sales tax. In support of its contention, appellant provided 13 affidavits dated April 2022, claimed to be from its customers, stating that sales prices for various items include sales tax. Exhibit A, pages 1002 to 1014. Appellant has submitted various undated photographs of price signs, which include the phrase out of door next to the certain beer prices and tax included next to cigarette prices. Exhibit E, pages 1080 to 1084. In response, the department submits that at the time of submission of the shelf test, appellant informed the department that all selling prices are X tax. Exhibit A, page 975. In addition, the department made 2 unannounced purchases on June 28, 2021 and March 1, 2022. Both these purchases show no sales tax charge and have no statement that sales tax price is tax included. Exhibit A, pages 956 to 958. During the visits, the department did not see any notice showing that selling prices are tax included as required by Regulation 1700. Further, witness specifically stated that she has seen these signs during 2021 and 2022, and the testimony did not establish that selling prices were sales tax included during the audit period. Critically, despite various requests, appellant failed to provide any point of sales data or sales receipts to show that selling prices are tax included during the audit period. Due to lack of sufficient documentary evidence, the department rejected appellant's contentions as unsupported and unverifiable. For detailed comments, please refer to Exhibit E, pages 1071, 1122, and 1123. No adjustments warranted for this contention. When the department is not satisfied with the amount of tax reported, by the taxpayer, the department may determine the amount required to be paid based on any information which is in its possession or may come into its possession. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to maintain and make available for examination on request all records necessary to determine the correct tax liability, including bills, receipts, invoices, or other documents of original entry supporting the entries in the books of account. If a taxpayer records are insufficient or are proven unreliable, it is appropriate for the department to compute and estimate the taxpayer's liability by alternative means. The burden of proof is upon the taxpayer to prove all issues of fact by a preponderance of evidence. The taxpayer must establish that the circumstances it asserts are more likely than not to be correct. In the case of an appeal, the department has a minimal initial burden of showing that its determination was reasonable and rational. Once the department has met its initial burden, the burden of proof shifts to the taxpayer to establish that a result differing from the department determination is warranted. Unsupported assertions are not sufficient to satisfy a taxpayer's burden of proof. The department used appellants' provided books and records and third-party information to determine the audit liability. Doing so produced a reasonable and rational determination. The department sets 10% negligence penalty for the audit period. Audited taxable purchases of $2.2 million exceeds reported taxable sales of $1.3 million by almost $1 million. Unreported taxable measures for Minimart is 123% of the reported taxable sales, which is due to negligence in maintaining and providing necessary books and records as required and mandated by Revenue Taxation Code 7053 and 7054 and Regulation 1698. The understatement cannot be attributed to a bona fide and reasonable belief that the bookkeeping and reporting practices were sufficiently compliant with the requirements of the sales and use tax law. Therefore, appellant was negligent and the penalty should be upheld. Based on the foregoing, the department has fully explained the basis for the deficiency and proved that the determination was reasonable based on the available books and records. Further, the department has used approved audit methods to determine the deficiency. Therefore, based on the evidence presented, the department requests that appellant's appeal be denied. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available to answer any question you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions from the panel? Mr. Long.
No questions, thank you.
Judge Geary.
No questions.
I have a question for the department. Is it the department's position? Well, I'll ask afterwards. Mr. Cho, we said that you would get 10 minutes in reply. You have 10 minutes.
Yes, before the closing remarks, I really unhappy about they still not touch the issue at all. We're not disputing anything. We're just disputing their error. Never touched their error, what they made. Error and mistake. That's the important point of this special hearings. They never touched so far. We're not even not talking about the contents of this audit. Mistake and then error. Secondly, they have no evidence to, okay, the statute of limitation in New York, I didn't see that. It doesn't exist. They said that. They only oral statement, they approve, no photos, everything. They only stated. And then they said they still met the initial burden of showing. No, shift the burden of the showing And anything the burden of the responsibility shift to there, not the taxpayer, because they fail to show initial burden of proof. You cannot assess tax without evidence, only by formula, even though 56.1, it says that this outside posted sign is visible, then we met the requirement already. And then regulation 17002. There are no evidence, no record, and then just a speculation. Then charge it, and then you guys have to pay it. And then we continue to pay every month $2,000 until 2-3 years. That's unlawful taking. Because this taxation is not right, and they want us to pay. That's this violation of the Fifth Amendment as well too, by a government. We not prove, they didn't show initial burden of proof, even not preponderance of the proof. What is the proof? Where is the photo that you didn't see that? Only statement. How come? We understand. They lie. Maybe others lie to inflate. Even though we all, you never miss it. There are very high security areas and gunmen over there. Then everybody has to hurry up. Why is it whole Lambo is prices, tax included? Too convenient for the customers. If you stay there, line up only on a small corridor door, you have to hurry up and then pay. You cannot charge $10.95. You have no time to change and then the penny and dimes. $10, okay, that's the final price, go out. That's the final price, tax included. It's a CPA, and then you got all the whole numbers, and then retroactively calculate by $10 divided by 1.095, and it come up with a $9.91 sales price, and then the rest of those is a sales tax. They paid it for the long time. That's a practice. Everything that they said is not right. It's not reality, out of touch of the reality. We cannot pay tax like this anymore. Yes, anyway, no evidence, no proof, no photos, then we cannot accept it. Any death penalty either. No photo, yeah.
Thank you. Questions?
No questions, thank you.
I have a question for both of you. Is recognizing that both sides are applying the markup method, is our delta in the two approaches whether or not the taxpayer's selling on a tax included basis or not? So I guess we'll start with the department. In your calculation of the markup method, is the delta from what the department's number is versus what the appellant's is, that they're arguing they sold on a tax included basis, therefore you included sales tax in the markup method. Is that the delta that we're dealing with here?
That is correct, because the selling prices the appellant provided to the department, it clearly they stated to us that it is X tax. When the shelf test was done, when the markup was high, then the appellant start changing all these things. They said these are tax included. And department made 2 unannounced visits and noted that those prices were not tax included. And the second thing, the worksheet which is prepared by the appellant, it's adding the sales tax back to the purchase price. But the department calculation is you take the selling price and take the purchase price and the gross profit divided by the purchase cost, then calculate the markup test. And the second part of the calculation is, which is the purchases they're using. They're using $1.3 million as general ledger. The department, based on the vendor survey, they already impeached those records. Based on the vendor survey, it's $2.2 million, not $1.3 million. And the department has used that purchases, and department, because appellant objected to the weighted average markup, we use the individual markup, for each and every item, so the weighted markup is not part of the question.
Same question to you then. Is it your view that the delta between your approach to the markup method and the department's is because of the tax included price?
That's one thing, and then also two mistakes.
Okay.
Yes, that's one thing. You already, this against the truth. You already testified by witness that all the prices have sales tax included.
Understood.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
not true.
Thank you. Any other questions before we go? Okay. I've got another one for the department, I guess. In respect to the tax included price, the determination made a comment about the lack of notification either by a poster or by individual reference on the advertised price, of the lack of a indication that that the items were sold on a tax included price. Is it the department's position that the absence of that notification precludes something from being sold on a tax included price?
Department position is that because for the appellant to have those prices, sales tax included, there has to have some kind of evidence. They have not provided any sales receipts, no POFC data, nothing during the audit period to show that was the case. And Regulation 1700 A2C, it clearly states, it shall be presumed that the property, the gross receipts from the sales, which is subject to the sales tax, is sold at a price which includes tax reimbursement if the retailer posts in his or her premises or includes a price tag or in an advertisement, whichever is applicable, one of the following notices. All prices of taxable items include sales tax reimbursement computed to the nearest mill. The second, the price of this item includes sales tax reimbursement computed to the nearest mill. That's the requirement of the regulation is.
So that requirement, I guess my question then is that you're right. It says with respect to the creation of the presumption, the lack of it though. I'm trying to understand what the department's position is in the absence of such a notification, absence of a advertisement, for example. Is it the department's position that if that is absent, that there is no basis for establishing its tax included price, something being sold for a tax included price?
That is the one issue, and the other one is based on all the other evidence, department's unannounced visits, department's purchases, and every other undated photograph submitted, which is after the fact. So those all factors combined together, department position is that. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the 1656 Section 3 exception clearly state that that's sort of the exceptional, the tax reimbursement has to be posted. That's the exception is go by independently. Except the A and B. C is clearly state that we can do that, tax reimbursement by posting visibly those signage. That's a very interesting custom, every other state as well. And then we Google it. What I mean by the out of door tax included. Out of door means that everyone knows that that's the tax included. So why only go by A and B? C is also exception. The independent exception.
Thank you. All right. So with that, we're going to close the record of the hearing. Case is now submitted on August 12th, 2025. The record's closed. Thank you, everyone, for participating today. The judges, we will meet in deliberation to decide the case. We will issue a written opinion within 100 days. Today's hearing in the appeal of T. Kim, DBA, D&K Milk Palace is now concluded. Let's see. This is our last hearing for the day, so we will adjourn until tomorrow. Is that accurate? So thank you all for participating today. We'll have that opinion in 100 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for participating.